Looks like not as many people maybe today logging in. That's okay. I do want you guys who are logging in, I want you to know that I think it's really important that you continue to log in and that we have class like this every day. So if the numbers get really, really low, I might reach back out and ask more people. I am posting the videos, so that gives you an opportunity if you do miss. But these meetings I think are important. One thing, just for us to see each other, because I miss you guys, and I wish it wasn't the way it is, but it is, and we're gonna make the best of it. Um, I posted quite a bit of material this morning. You need to review all of it. It's very important. You got 2 videos to watch. They're not real long, and you have your class notes. Up to this point, we've looked at the first day we talked about viruses in general. And we kind of got an intro to virology. We learned about what they're made of, what they do, how they act, just some general info. And then the next day we talked about bacteriophages. We learned that those are viruses that attack bacteria. Now it can be confusing because we all know that bacteria make us sick and viruses make us sick. But these are actually viruses that attack bacteria. One thing that's important to note. One thing that is important to note is that we know bacteria are living organisms. They're single-celled living organisms. But viruses are kind of in a gray area. Most people say they're not living. But man, they do a lot of stuff like living organisms. The biggest part is they actually have DNA. And they attack cells. And today, we're going to learn about how viruses can mutate. Now, when we say mutate, that's actually a different word basically for evolve. So, we hit on this a little bit in class. Not a whole lot, but we talked about it a little bit in class. In the chat box, somebody kind of break down for me what natural selection is. Somebody explain, in your own words, what is natural selection? I'll give you a minute. No wrong answers here. Just do your best. Okay, Tyra. When things adapt to their environment, that's very good. Who else wants to give it a try? On the strong survive. Great job, Hickman. It's very good. Okay. Let's build off what they said. That's very good. So yes, natural selection is where you have a population of organisms. It could be viruses. It could be. See, I just said they're alive. So I'm going. Maybe they're alive. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, natural selection is when you have a population of organisms. It could be dogs. It could be viruses. It could be bacteria, deer, ducks, anything, whatever, right? Giraffes, elephants, whales, fish, minnows. Okay. And as they survive, they have offspring. And those offspring inherit their traits. Now, if you have a trait that makes it less likely you'll survive, then you probably won't live to have offspring. You'll die. And so literally your genes won't get passed on. Okay? That is in a nutshell, that's what natural selection is. So if I don't know, there's a fish and half of them are bright yellow and half of them are dark green, and the water they live in is dark green, the bright yellow fish are more likely to get eaten because it's easy to see them. And so they're less likely to pass on their genetics to their offspring because they're not alive to have offspring. Viruses do the exact same thing. And so here's one important fact that we need to know about viruses. If you get a virus, your body realizes what has happened, and you can't get that virus again. Okay? Super important to note. If you get a virus, and whatever trick it used to get into your cells, your body can spot that out next time and you can't get that virus again. So you might be wondering, well, how come I got a cold this year, and I got a cold last year, and I got a cold before that? It's a great question. How come? Yes, really. How come I got the flu one year, and then 2 years later I got the flu again? Because Coach Auburn said they're viruses. So how can that happen? They evolve very, very fast. As a matter of fact, if you get a cold virus, whenever it's having lots of offspring. Okay. It has lots of offspring, and when those offspring change, you can get that one again. Okay? So they evolve so fast, they look different, and you can get the evolved version again. So you might get a cold, and then next year, the strand of cold you get in the next year is not exactly the same as the one you got the year before last. And so we need to learn about that. We need to know about that. We need to understand that a lot better. There pretty much are two ways that viruses can evolve. The first one we're going to look at is called recombination. And so literally what happens is you have the virus in the cell, and it takes a chunk of its DNA, and it adds it to a chunk of some DNA. Now, sometimes two viruses add their DNA together in that cell. Now you got a new virus. Now you got a brand new, almost a brand new virus. It'll have characteristics of both parents, but boom, new virus. Sometimes a chunk of DNA goes to your DNA, okay? And when it replicates, more viruses add, some take away, some add, you get different combinations of DNA, you get different types of viruses. That's why there's so many types of flu virus. There's so many types of a coronavirus, and so on and so forth. The flu and the coronavirus both evolve using recombination. We also have mutation. So this is kind of one interesting thing about viruses. So when you have in your cells, as you're making new DNA, as your cells are dividing and your ribosome is reading your DNA, you have this molecule, this amino acid that proofreads your DNA before the ribosome puts the proteins together to build what it says. Because sometimes mistakes are made. But viruses don't have that ability. So when a virus sends this DNA straight to your ribosome, it doesn't have that proofreading thing. So mistakes are made more rapidly in a virus. Well, that's just a mutation. So maybe you have let's say we'll use coronavirus. That's on everybody's brain. There's a coronavirus in somebody's lung cell in New York City, okay, right now. And I'm making this up, obviously, but I'm trying to show you how this works. And so as it's being read by that person's ribosome in that lung cell, and it's making new DNA, there's a mistake in the DNA, and it reads one that says instead of having proteins that come out of it that are round, the proteins that come out are spiky. I don't know. Okay, maybe they're shaped like a boat paddle. Maybe they're shaped like, I don't know, a deer antler. Okay, whatever. And so now they can attach to different things they couldn't have before. So most of the time this doesn't matter. Most of the time you won't get lucky enough, the virus won't get lucky enough to have a mutation that perfectly fits whatever it comes in contact with next. But sometimes it does. I'll give you an example. We do know for a fact, last week, a tiger in the Bronx Zoo tested positive for the coronavirus. Now, before this, tigers could not get the coronavirus. It came from bats. So at one point in time, only bats get the coronavirus. Okay? And then, like I just said, they change, they adapt, they mutate. That mutation made it to where a human can get the coronavirus. And a human just so happened to come in contact with it while that mutated version of the coronavirus was around. As they got it, it spread across the globe. a zookeeper in New York had it, didn't know they had it, they had no signs, no symptoms, and it mutated in that zookeeper's body so that a tiger could have it. And now they think that multiple tigers and even some lions are infected. Okay, that shows how fast this virus mutates. That's how fast a lot of viruses mutate. The flu is the same way. The cold is the same way. So it's nothing new, nothing we haven't seen before. As a matter of fact, another virus that mutates very, 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 very fast is the HIV virus. And so there's a lot of research that has been done over the HIV virus, and this unit is brought up a lot. And the only reason is because we know so much about it, because, man, it's so deadly. If you get it, if the HIV virus is a 90-something% mortality rate. It's very, very high. Mortality rate means the probability that you will die. There is a method of treating it called the HAART method. And if you read your notes, you'll see that. It is HAART, highly active antiretroviral therapy. Okay? And so what it does is, we know that viruses have a life cycle, and it attacks those viruses in 3 different stages of their life cycle. So even with viruses that mutate really, really fast and change a lot, we still have a way to kill them. We have a way to get over them. We have a way to get rid of them. So the last question we're going to look at is, why do viruses evolve so quickly? Okay? Somebody tell me, I want in the chat box, somebody tell me, why do you think viruses evolve so rapidly? Okay, Kellen. Very good answer. They reproduce very quickly. That is correct. And because they do that, actually our first answer is the population is so large. I don't know the last number or how many people on the planet are infected, but it's over 1 million, and every single person has millions of viruses inside of them. Okay. Yep, Mackenzie, that's right. Couple more guesses. Anybody else? Couple more guesses. Okay, Zoe. Evolve. Remember a while ago when we were talking about natural selection? Zoe? A while ago when we talked about natural selection, do you remember that? Okay, that's what evolve means. It means that over a time period, the offspring of those organisms change. Sometimes very small changes, sometimes very drastic changes. I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer. So the first one is, Kellen and Mackenzie were right. Viruses have offspring really fast. That means they have a high population. So now you have billions and trillions and billions and trillions of different viruses having different offspring, and then their offspring have, it gets really, the population size is just tremendous. But also they have a short life cycle. So for example, the HIV virus, even inside a host, it only lives for 52 days. I think Corona is 72, but I'm not sure. So their life cycles aren't very, very long. For example, a human, its life cycle is about 80 years. A dog, depending on the type of dog, probably average about 12, 13 years. These viruses are only 2-3 months, okay? And then they're dead. They're birth to death, a few months. So they're not around very long. That is all I got. Does anyone have any question? Any questions at all? Okay, then ask it, Kellen. What you got, bud? Kellen, what's your question? Okay, while we're waiting on killing, there we go. Is it true? Okay. No. Yeah, Zoe. I don't care what kind of lure it is. Any kind of lure you want. I'm glad you asked it though, because it brings up a great. It's a great question. Okay. Thank you, Kason. Okay. This Friday, not tomorrow, but the next day, your fishing assignment is due, and you'll have a new challenge. Okay. So. Okay, Westbrook. You can show us. We're gonna have kind of like Friday. So Friday we're gonna log in and we're gonna kind of have show and tell. So if you're having a problem cropping your video, you can show it on here for everybody. Okay. Yes, Michael, that's been an original idea. Kellen, it's as part of being an engineer, bud. Sometimes you build things that you're not real familiar with, so you got to do research. Okay. All right. So Friday, remember, we're logging back on Friday. We won't log in tomorrow. You will have an assignment tomorrow. Today, I'm not uploading any assignments. This is it. I've gave you a lot of material, and you need to go through it. You need to rewatch the video tonight, maybe when I get it uploaded. You need to watch your other two videos. Yeah, Kellen. Calm down there, bud. You will have an assignment tomorrow, and then Friday we will go over your fishing lures, and you will have a new challenge. Okay? That's all I got, guys. Y'all have a great day. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Stay away from people. Wash your hands. Yep. Have a good day.
Did you say it was due tomorrow?
The fishing, Kellen. The fishing bait challenge. Okay. Mute. There we go. Okay, Kellen. The fishing bait thingy thing is due Friday, like the assignment says. If anybody else has any questions, you can stick around and ask.